All right, so I want to talk about the Citizen Endorsement Program. I want to talk about three things today. First one is the background of the endorsement program. So that's talking about the heart and purpose. The second thing is, since it's been a couple years, just wanted to give an update on how it's going. And the last thing is what we're looking forward to in the future with the endorsement program, and if you're so inclined, just how to join. All right, so let's talk about the background. Really, the heart is to build relationships with church musicians and worship leaders and even Christian artists so that we could get our guitars into their hands and get really meaningful feedback so that we could turn around and use the feedback to accomplish our goal, or at least strive towards our goal. And the goal for us is simply to make the best electric guitars and basses that we know how to, specifically for worship and church musicians and maybe the occasional Christian artist. And I think some more background would be helpful to understand why we launched the program. It's because I was kind of just an outsider looking in to the whole church music, electric guitar, bass guitar world, not because I wasn't a believer. I have been since 2013, and I've been leading worship since around 2015, but I'm at a small church and we don't have electric guitar. I lead on an acoustic guitar, and then just personally, I didn't have any relationships with people who play electric guitar or bass in church. So the whole purpose was to accelerate the process of getting our instruments into the hands of the people who we're seeking to serve. And I guess a good question to ask at this point is, why are you only just trying to serve church musicians and Christian artists? And there's a whole world out there of other genres of music. And honestly, the answer is just because it's very satisfying to know that if I'm going to work on a guitar and sit there and level the frets and do all that work, then knowing that it's going to ultimately be used for worship, that God's gonna be praised, exalted, glorified through music. I mean, that there's nothing better than that for me. So I guess, why are we doing it? I just want to do it. It's kind of as simple as that. So the way the endorsement program, people started to hear about it first was I just put an ad out on Instagram. I didn't really like to boost posts or to pay for posting stuff onto Instagram. In this case, I thought, well, why don't we just try it out? And so I put $25 on the advertisement, and then honestly, God used that. He just opened up a ton of doors in directions that I had no idea about. And so, yeah, I thank God for how he's been just orchestrating things and bringing in relationships, and it's been really great. So I think that's a good segue into the next section, which is, so how's it going? How's the endorsement program going? And honestly, I think it's going really well because it's been a win-win for everybody involved. It's really accelerated the process of me just getting feedback from people on the guitars, on the basses, the aesthetics, the neck carves and profiles, all the technical specs and things like pickups and switching, just all that stuff. I've been able to get a whole lot of really valuable feedback from players across various parts of the church world. Originally, I was thinking it'd be really great to get at least one endorser in every state in the country, which we still have a ways to go to accomplish that. But I think that's probably thinking a little bit too small, because the church is everywhere, and there's churches in every city. In general, there's just a ton of interest in Citizen, and we get a lot of endorsement applications. I send out a lot of emails to people. I know that a lot of our emails end up in people's spam folders. So if you applied and you haven't heard from us, maybe check to see if it might be in your spam folder. If it's not, then it's possible we might have missed the application. All right, so then the last part is the future of the endorsement program and how to join. I think looking into the future, I originally was just thinking about the United States. Obviously, the church is not limited to the United States, and we've been getting some interest from some folks in different countries. Yeah, so I'm very interested in building relationships with musicians that are playing for church or worship leaders that are not necessarily based in the United States. You know, my heart is for the local church musicians that are serving at their church every Sunday, because I can relate with that. That's what I do. All right, so how to join the endorsement program. So if you're interested in joining, you go to the link, which is in the video description. It's a Google form I made, and it just asks some simple questions like, what's your name and what's your email, and how are you serving at your church, and for how long have you been serving at your church. And there's space to provide links and some extra information. If you want to send it to us, that's fine. And so yeah, it's pretty easy. You just fill out the form and then give us some time to review, and we'll email you. All right, well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments. Thanks. Adios.